Okay, folks. Happy whatever hell day this is. Tuesday, I think. Let's get this out of the way. Yeah, it's kind of a late start, but it's either that or don't come on at all, so. Let's get these colors out of the way. Get some semblance of order here. Gold. It's strange when the gold comes out. Just need to go kind of in an obscure place. Yeah, I don't know how much we're going to get done. That's going to be up to you guys. Like I said, I would have liked to have gotten on here about an hour ago, but real life sometimes just doesn't allow it. So what do we have out here? What do we have out here to work on? And then we can take a look and see what is it that we're going to pick from that. We got a Sherman. Well, I painted lots of Shermans. We got some anti-tank guns over here. We got some Pack 40s that definitely need some TLC. And we got a pair of Soviet anti-tank guns. Not this one. Why not this one? What happened here? Thought I had painted two of them. Guess I had. Boy, this is either really dark or I never put green on it. I think it's just really, really dark. How strange. Okay. So yeah, I tried to do the camouflage on this Pack 40 and it just didn't work out. That .2, that was just a fool's errand. A fool's errand trying to use a cheap airbrush. That was free. I didn't buy it. Just came with the compressor. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna put the Sherman aside. I've got lots of Shermans done. Let's work on the Pack 40s and put a camouflage scheme on them, and the 45mm ATs for the Soviets as well. Let's go ahead and do the Soviet ones first. I'm gonna pull the Ammo MiG Russian Green 4BO. And I love these paints for airbrushing. For dry brushing, hand painting, not really a fan, only because there's so much wastage. Not that they don't perform well, it's just a lot of wastage. So let's get this out of the way. This doesn't need to be front and center. And oh, we're definitely going to need this. We're really going to need that. But I'm going to go ahead and drop this live paint into a spot here. And what we're going to do is maybe I just laid, it sounds like I laid it on too thick. The wash. We're going to come out here and we're going to put some of this color here. Now we've already sprayed these all overall in this color, and then we gave them a wash. And we could use a fairly large brush for this. Although something like this would be more in line, really what I'd be looking at. Let's do that. And we're just going to use this cardboard to wipe some of this excess off to dry brush. So we airbrushed this color. As you can see, it's pretty watery. And then gave it a strong tone wash, and that's where we're at right here. So we're going to go ahead and dry brush this color back on. That's one thing I really like about Plastic Soldier Company, is because you're putting some additional stresses on this vehicle when you dry brush them and stuff like that. Although they could be minor, Plastic Soldier Company stuff is really robust. I'm not saying it won't break, but pretty hardy. Has an interesting smell. I don't mean that in a bad way. It's actually kind of pleasant. Yeah. And I don't know what it has, this unique smell. It smells like AK MIG paints. Doesn't smell the same as Vallejo. It probably has a stronger smell than Vallejo. But you can have something can have a smell, and it could be like a pleasant smell, even though you don't want your house to smell like it. You know, like whiteout. Whiteout smells. Whiteout is a nice smell. You know, the correction fluid. Oh, you huffing whiteout? No, I'm just saying. You know, I actually have a gun cleaning product that reminds me of whiteout, and it smells pleasant. You know. Okay. And then we'll do the same with this one. I used to do Agrax Earthshade for the wash, and then Agrax Earthshade. Let's do it in the correct order that it happened in. Their product changed; it got sticky, and it went up in price and half as much. So they cut out about a third of the amount. But the big thing, I would have kept using it, but the product just got sticky. It got really tacky as soon as you put it on there. So it was like just like one more thing to have to babysit, you know. So now I use the Army Painter one, which is funny because as a general rule, I don't like the Army Painter stuff. It's their paints are a weird consistency. They just behave differently than all the other ones that I have. And it's not better different; it's worse different. Okay. right, now we're going to rinse this out. We're going to do the same thing with Pack 40. The only thing I like to do differently on the Pack 40 is I like to use this. I didn't have this. This is not the original Dunkel Gelb that it comes with. This is the mid-war one. So it's a little bit more, less green. So we're going to highlight with that. We're going to do a little bit of highlighting, then we'll put the camouflage on it, then we'll highlight over it again. I want the camouflage to be a little visible. Ever so slightly. This is the old Airfix Pack 40. Which I was surprised this week when I found out that this is not the same gun as what's on the Panzer IVs. Actually, this gun's more powerful than the ones on the Panzer IVs, even though it has a shorter caliber, because the ammunition is got more powder behind it. Hey, you learn something new every day. I have a feeling that's actually a fact that very few people know. Very few people know that. The other thing is this apparently this particular anti-tank gun weighed a lot, and it was very difficult to manhandle if it was soft ground. It's just too heavy. It's like moving a 17-pounder. Well, that would be extreme. 17-pounder anti-tank gun is a huge. don't know that I've seen too many people not base their field guns. But I'm not going to. All right, so we're going to actually paint a camouflage scheme on here. So for the green, I'm actually not going to use the green that's in here. I'm going to use reflective green. As soon as I can find it. That's Russian green. US dark green. German camouflage. That one's not too bad. That's one of those dark greens for like goes on a Stuka with like splinter camouflage. Military green. Reflective green was one of the choices in a medium olive paint set. Here it is. Reflective green. And for this, hey Kevin, let's get the flow aid here. Now, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but it's not working out with me on using it for the airbrush, that's for sure. And something like this ought to be fine. Hello all. It's just you and me, man. And I don't do this enough. I don't hand paint camouflage enough. It wasn't always airbrushed. It actually looks pretty decent. Looks pretty. What is it? It isn't my first rodeo. It is when I come to airbrushing. Sometimes I just, I've never done something, but hand painting, I'm extremely confident in pulling things out of my nether regions. I've done it enough times. Okay, we leave that to dry. And then this one, we'll do some irregular splotching on there. Probably hand paint. Well, they did both. I mean, they can. You know, if you look at any kind of like winter camouflage that a lot of these guys did, especially like the Germans in 1941, and the first winter camouflage that they did, they used everything from freaking chalk to actual paint, whitewash paint, and they put anything on it with like from like paint brushes to actually like scratch the chalk. If you look at pictures of it, it looks like it's somebody with really lack of talent did it, but that's what it is. Now, I prefer not to do things that look definitely wrong. If you're doing something and you have to explain it to everybody, well, that's how they did it. At some point you start losing faith. This is the chocolate brown. And same thing, it's pretty watery. And they thinned this stuff down. It came in buckets that was like paste and, enamel-based stuff. So you had to thin it with gasoline, oil, dirty gasoline, And obviously if it's dirty, it's going to look darker. It's going to be a different shade. Let's go back to this here. So this, in typical fashion, does not look very good right now. But that's pretty much par for the course when you're doing this stuff. Is you think, that's not going to turn out very well. You just trust this, trust the science. You need to trust the your gut instinct here. And we're not done yet because the secret is the dry brush over. I don't know if somebody came up with that, but I'm going to say that I came up with it for myself. Somebody else might have done it before, but I didn't know about it. And that was just my way of just doing airbrush type stuff when I didn't have an airbrush. This one kind of has splotches, so why this one got glued kind of up at an angle. No, that's just what it is. You shoot at something long, far away. Found something on the keyboard yesterday. An Enya, huh? That's what we call it in Spanish, an Enya. You didn't find that on the key. You got to do like an alt something or another to. I'd hate to have one of these Spanish last names that has an Enya. Not because it's not cute, just because everybody would be leaving the damn thing off. And I would find it annoying. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to have to we're flip-flopping between them because this is too wet to dry brush right now. We're going to take this Russian green and we're going to add our secret ingredient. And the secret ingredient is dark sand. Yeah, there's a lot of Spanish surnames that have an Enya in them. And they look weird if you don't include it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and then we're going to do the dry brush treatment again with the base color. And a little bit of dark sand mixed in. You hit the N key and then hold it down for a second or two. Really? Can anybody do that? I've never tried it. I gotta try something like that. And then do the same thing with this one. You don't want to go super bright with that. Hold it down for a second or two. The B. That double German S, I hate that double German S. I like writing two German S's back to back. I don't like that symbol that's the symbol of two German S's. Hey, I got preferences. Never said I didn't. Same strict trick with yes. All right, really? Can it just be in anything? Let's see. Let's open up something. What are we going to try? What's going to be my guinea pig? You must hold some key down or whatever. Hit the N key and hold it down for a second or two. Well, it might just be on your keyboard. I hold it down for a second or two, I get a bunch of N's. Yeah, I hate that double S. That B, not a fan. Not a fan of that. All right, leave this. Yeah, that's more like it. Let's go ahead and paint the wheels. And for this, we're going to use the real black. Is this the black that has the dark brown lid? How weird is that? No, it's not this one. Maybe only in chat. Yeah, I don't really know. And then we're going to go over this with the weathering colors. That's why I don't paint tires any color other than black. I don't do dark gray because by the time I'm done with them, if I weathered them after I did dark gray, I would just it would end up looking like too much close to too light a color. Okay. Yeah, I don't even bother with the gray highlights because it's going to have all the churned up dirt colors on there. There's one. What time is it? Yeah, 9:30. Man, I'm fading fast. I can almost like go to bed right now. Yeah, almost anybody who's interested in the Second World War on this scale. I built these Airfix ones at some point or other. Painting with your glasses? Yeah, I have to. I normally do my fine detail by pulling my contacts off. Once I turned 45, I had to do that. So these are the what I call the super readers. They're like 325 or something like that. Now, if I'm painting without my contacts in, I'm +6, like built in. So, yeah. Well, these are the readers that I use any day. I've got tons of these laying around. I only got one pair of super readers. They stay here. The other readers are just 1 1/4 or something like that. Okay, the German one dry a little bit. That's why I like to start as early as I can because I am not a night owl. Definitely not. I used to be. Okay, these need to get a dry brush on them. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of this more mid-war. These AT guns, these are the Airfix ones that everybody's had at one time or the other. And the other ones are Plastic Soldier Company. I don't think the Plastic Soldier Company even makes a Pack 40. This can go back in its proper place. Yeah, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to shut down for the night. I'm really like, if I can catch myself like staring at something and like I'm sleep deprived for sure. So, anyways, we'll pick this up. We'll pick this up next time, maybe even as early as tomorrow, and we will see you guys then.